In 1982, 5 amazing musicians from Seattle, Washington came together to form Queensryche, one of the most influential bands of the metal era. With 5 consecutive critically acclaimed releases, they began to headline arenas in the late 1980s. Following the invasion of grunge to the music scene, the band's popularity began to wane. One huge loss came with the departure of founding member Chris Degarmo, and in 2012, the remaining members of Queensryche, Scott Rockenfield, Eddie Jackson, and Michael Wilton, fired lead singer Geoff Tate. After a few years of legal battles, remaining members Scott, Eddie, and Michael, now owning the Queensryche name, got together with Parker Lundgren and new lead singer Todd Torre to plot a new course for Queensryche. The band releases 3 amazing comeback records in the classic Queenryche Sound. I caught up with bassist Eddie Jackson to discuss their latest release and tour, while talking about some of the key moments in the band's history leading them to the current lineup and success. This is a Launchpad Live and 99 WNRR Vault interview with Eddie Jackson from Queensryche.
Hey everyone, this is Eddie Jackson from Queensryche, and you're listening to New Rigel Radio.
Yeah, everybody, welcome to the Launchpad Live. And I always get a great thrill when I get to have a conversation with some of my heroes. And the man I have on the line right now is definitely one of them. Eddie from Queensryche, Mr. Eddie Jackson. How you doing? One time?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
First of all, we're going to talk a lot about the tour and a lot about the new record and the verdict. I think the verdict is out on the verdict. Oh my God, what a release. This is like stepping in the Wayback Machine. It has such a youthful vibe. And congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's we're very proud of that album. And of course, like all the other albums, but this one in particular, it's some new songs, with some energy, and we're like I said, we're very proud of it.
That to me is the big key about the entire record. The energy to me is different. It does. You guys have stepped. You've kept true to the classic sound, but you've really taken a good step outside. Where you can hear the nuances that have gone on with the classic sound, but completely have taken a different approach to writing on this one, and it shows. And I think it's fresh, and I think it's new.
Well, there's always room for being relevant. You're always going to have classic sound, but we always try to strive for something that's current and relevant, but keeping the classic sounds intact as well.
What did you find some of the things that were different in the process of recording this record that might have differed from before?
Well, most importantly, it would have to be Scott Rockenfield, our drummer, wasn't able to record due to his time away. Being that our singer, who has been drumming 45 plus years, he was able to step up and record drums on this album, and did a great job. And I think that was one of the biggest things, having someone else record drums. When it was really, Scott has been recording drums on just about every other album, and but I think speaking in regards to that, but also song-wise as well, we just kind of took our time since our last album, Condition Human. We kind of took our time making sure that we were making sure that we wrote some good quality songs. Of course, it's all subjective, but songs that we're obviously proud of, and we had a really good time and a great experience recording this new album.
Speaking about locking in with somebody, obviously you've been Scott since 79, 80, and locking in with him the tight rhythm section, and then moving to Casey. Obviously, Casey was, just doing his best to play Scott's chops and everything like that. But then you move into somebody who is kind of channeling Scott a little bit, but has his own vibe. How does that, as a bassist, how does that, vibe for you as far as locking in?
Well, I think the most important thing is making sure you're playing the right parts. Because I'm so used to performing the songs as were recorded. Yeah, you do have room to improvise now and then, but most importantly is making sure you're in the pocket, and it all kind of falls into place.
That I understand about that being in a pocket. It's kind of like that's when you're finally hit that groove and the air moves in between the notes, you kind of get that smile going. Yeah, this is going to work well.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I was talking to Michael on the Conditioned Human album, the band has always had a great knowledge and I guess awareness of all the social issues that have gone on and have always been relevant in their songwriting, and this album is no exception to that, and speaking to the issues that are today. And then you see the video for the Blood of the Levant, and I think it was more where I think the band was always kind of like it did speak to the issues of the time, but kind of in a different way. And to me, this one is more in your face. Do you think that that's a little bit more? You guys have thrown it out there a little bit more on this record?
Well, I don't know. Maybe some might view it that way. We just do what we do, and perhaps it might convey a different message. But we just, like I said, we do what we do, and a lot of topics. We're interested in a lot of like current events, obviously experiences, personal experiences, and whatnot. But it's whatever message, when people view the video, whatever message they pick out of it or get out of the video, it's still in the day. An artistic thing that interests us, and that particular song in general, song that our singer wrote the lyrics about the events that happened in Chile, and we kind of felt that by putting together a video to convey that sort of message. David Roth was the director for that video, and he did a great job. But that in a nutshell is basically what the approach and what that song's about.
Okay. I've been checking the tour schedule. Of course, we're going to see you guys at the Tropicana on the 15th, coming up in 18th in May. And back up in AC. You've played Harris a couple of times. We caught you there. This time you're doing the Trop. Some of the things that are different for you, touring these days as opposed to, back during, Mind Crime and obviously Empire and Promised and stuff like that.
The differences?
Yeah, as far as the length of tours, things that you do differently now that you didn't do back, that you do now, as far as content or anything that you might do in between time and stuff like that. How has touring changed for you?
Well, I don't know if it's really changed much. We are a bit older now, but I think what we have noticed, most importantly, is the fact. You generally have to tour a little bit nowadays than you used to back in the day, because the music industry has changed so much that a lot of bands. You'll be surprised how many bands are touring nowadays, and I think that's what's changed the most is how often bands are touring now than before. It's a good point you brought up. What are some of those big things that you see that have changed in the industry? Well, to start with, it's the way that we record. Before, back in the day, we were recording the reel-to-reel tapes. Now it's all digitally, on your computers. and way that back in the day used to lock out studio time in these big, well-known studios. Nowadays, with the conveniency of recording on your own computers, you can record just about anything, whether in a studio or in your own home. And I think that's one of the differences. Obviously, the way the industry has changed and how we're sort of exposed by how we listen to music, how we watch videos. There's no MTV, no VH1 that plays videos like they used to back in the day. So now you're sort of you rely on like YouTube and other social medias to get that exposure. Listen, it has to evolve. But like I've always said, it'll be really interesting to see where we're at in the music industry 5 or 10 years from now.
Yeah, true. I mean, especially obviously the constant argument now, like in the industry, is how many obviously there are being cell phones all of a sudden are being banned at some shows because. Obviously, if you can watch it and stream it, then the ticket buying public, it kind of wanes a little bit, and that goes for any act that's out there. Do you think that that's something that should be? I mean, it's slightly off topic, but just something real quick that you think maybe should be regulated, or something that just needs to be enhanced as far as controls?
I think perhaps put some control behind it, only simply because. The thing is nowadays you got somebody with your cell phone or with their cell phone, they can record a whole concert, and what if that particular band wants to release a live video later of that particular tour? I mean, you know what I mean? Sure, sonically it might sound better, but usually it's going to be pretty much the same show.
Yeah, pretty much like our copy of Live Crime that we have.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You just have to be creative and do something, really special to promote and sell a product like live DVDs, live videos, because anybody can record a live show at their will, and I think that can certainly help. I mean, certainly hurt. A band's product when they're trying to sell it. True. I
want to go back to the verdict for a little bit. Some of your favorite songs on the record. Mine right off the bat, Propaganda Fashion was one of those classic tracks that just blew me away. Dark Revere, and of course, I think Light Years for me too.
I don't know at this point or at this time if I have a favorite. I guess it depends on whatever given day, whatever mood I'm in.
Yeah, true.
It's hard to answer a question that what my favorite song is. I was asked in an interview by an interviewer the other day about, what's your favorite city to perform at country. It's really tough to really single out any particular country or city or song. But, I just, I took my iPod on shuffle, and whatever song comes up, I just listen to. You know what I mean? It obviously, sometimes it depends on your mood, but to single out one particular song, that's difficult.
What are you guys playing on the live set? What off the new record are you guys putting in the live set?
We're actually putting in songs from the self-title, the last three releases, the self-title, Condition Human, and The Verdict, that was just released on March 1st. Right. So we're trying to, incorporate some of those songs up the last three albums, obviously, as well as some of the classics. So, and we generally try to change the list around every other day, bring in some other songs that we didn't play the night before and whatnot.
There was, I think, the whole thing with Todd getting on the kit. I think everyone got a taste of that on the last tour when he jumped in at the end of Eyes of a Stranger at the end of the set, which kind of like a little telltale sign of what was things to come.
Well, I don't know if it was a telltale sign, but it just shows his talent capability.
Oh yeah,
he's a really talented individual. Like I said, he's been playing drums for over 25 years, and he just reflecting back to what you had asked earlier about the drummers, finding a drummer for this album. He was obviously the natural choice, but as well as his singing capabilities, he's just a very talented individual, and he really brings a lot to the table.
The funny thing is, when I look at some of the classic videos and I'm watching you play on the Eyes of a Stranger video, what was one of those things you could tell that 1988 version of Eddie Jackson that you'd like him to know right now?
Well, I think the difference from 1988 to now, I think I have less hair and more natural highlights.
Don't we all? Oh my God!
Yeah, but I tell you, it's been a pretty awesome journey, though. I mean, not in my wildest dreams that I think still be doing this 37 years later. But we're very fortunate, grateful to be doing this today. I still have a strong passion for writing, recording, and touring.
I wanted to, again, they're going to be playing, Queenryche is going to be playing on the 18th of May over at the Trop in Atlantic City, talking with Eddie Jackson. And I want to say thank you for taking a few minutes. I know you guys, their schedule is nuts. You're in the middle of the tour support for The Verdict. So it's available everywhere, guys. Go pick it up now. Please go buy it, as we say, and get the tickets to the show. Of course, live music is always better than a stream, guys. Trust me. And with this band, I've seen them since, 80. I'm going to mute myself here. But I will say the best memory I have of you guys, 86, L'Amour's East in Queens, Rage for Order.
Wow.
Rage for Order tour. Malice opened. It was freezing friggin' cold. And we all stood out there against the Hudson waiting to get in. But wow, what an amazing show.
I think I sort of vaguely remember it, but you're right. It was a long time ago. You're right. It was like in the middle of winter, very cold, snow everywhere. But I tell you, it was a fun night. And I believe that was we were in support of our Rage for Order album.
Yeah, you had just released it earlier that year. And and that was you guys had I think it was one of the first couple of shows to launch it, and the place was packed. It was a madhouse.
Yeah, and actually I think there was also in L'Amour west or east. Which was the L'Amours that we played at that you were referring about? The one
that the Rage tour was at was L'Amour's East in Queens.
Okay, because there was a L'Amour's as well, right?
There was a regular L'Amour's, and that was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but I believe we actually performed in both venues, but
you did,
yeah, that was a memorable time, though.
It was. We could talk about the costume changes at another time, I guess, but it was. But you know what? I mean, it all made sense. It really did. It all made sense. And the one thing I would jog in Michael's memory, because I said, when you guys came out, you played Anarchy X before it became Anarchy X.
Right.
So because that was the opening of the entire show, and I'm like, did you know that? I mean, did you store that, or did you say, hey, we've been playing this piece, and then all of a sudden now it becomes the opening of just an iconic album?
Sure. Well, I think it was just more or less we wanted to come up with a musical intro, and that's what we came up with, and just so happened to being used again, actually in the studio album of when we were recording Operation Mindcrime. It just so happened to be used for that particular album. But I don't know if it was intentional at the time. It was just, like I said, we just wrote this musical piece to start the show with, and it just was be recorded on the album Operation Mindcrime.
You can tease Michael now, because Michael had a faint recollection of it. It seems like you have it pretty locked in. Eddie, thank you. Looking forward to it. I'll see you in May.
Awesome, bud. Thanks for the time, and it's nice talking to you.
Yeah, the pleasure was mine. Talk to you soon.
All right, bud.
Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye.